Okay, okay, right. So, do you know SQL earlier?
I didn't know it.
You do know till now. Okay, fine.
Uh,
Okay.
is it a
So,
programming language or else anything?
yeah, I'll tell you. Okay, fine. So actually, whenever you use any system, okay, any computer system or computer-like system means that maybe your smartphone or
Okay.
your some machines like ATM machine or anything where some software can be installed is a computer-like system. Okay,
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
So you will be going to deal with some data. Okay, so
Okay.
obviously, so this is information technology means we'll be going to deal with some information. Okay, some data. So if you want to store data, you have
Okay.
two ways. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay, did you get my screen?
Yes, yes, I'm visible.
Okay, okay, right. Okay, so you have two ways to store your data. Okay, so you can use files. Okay, usually you
Okay.
do that in your personal computer or your mobiles. Okay, you will be going
Yes.
to store different types of files. Okay, so what
Mm.
types of files you will be having? Mostly you will be having like audio files, video
Photos.
files, okay, text files, okay, yeah, images, photos, okay,
Okay.
images, okay.
Okay.
Fine. So these are all different types of files you will have. Okay, documents. Okay,
Okay.
fine,
Okay.
fine. So mostly you will be using these. Okay.
Okay.
Now another way of storing your data is a database. Okay,
Okay.
database is one more way of storing a data, your data. Okay. Then what is the
Okay.
difference? Why we need to use database? Why we don't use file itself? Okay, because files you might be using from last so many years. Okay, so whenever
Mm.
you got touch with this computers and computer like systems like your mobiles, okay, so you
Okay.
know about all these files like audios, videos, text, images, documents. Okay, but again you have to learn something, a new concept, that is database. Okay, so why I need to learn new concept like database? Is it fine, is it not fine to do everything using file? Okay, that will be your doubt. Yes,
Yes.
fine. Yeah, so
Mm.
okay, obviously when you do any operation on data, what type of operations you can do? Tell me.
Mm.
You can read your file, okay, or you can
Mm.
write into that
Writing.
file. Okay, let us say you have, okay, you take some simple file like text file. Okay, so what you can do now, I am writing into this text file. Okay, this is a type of text file. No, it is a .txt extension. Okay, I'm writing in a notepad. Okay, notepad is some
Okay.
software where you will be going to um, use your text type data. Okay, so
To
I'm
save the
writing
data.
something into this file. Okay, fine. If you want
Okay.
to read, you can open that file and you can read. Okay,
Yes.
or you can
Uh,
copy some data, you can paste it somewhere. Okay, somehow you will be going to access the data like that.
okay.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
may delete your data, you may modify your data. Okay, so here read is nothing but, you can say it is similar to access. Okay, you can do anything with that data. Okay, means
Okay.
uh, first you need to access the data, and then you can go for writing. Okay, so writing means like you will have modify or delete. Okay, you can do anything. Okay, that is what
Uh,
write. Okay, write means you need to change something in that file. Okay,
okay.
or
Okay.
you can add. Okay, write means you can add a new data. Fine, you can add a
Okay.
new data, you can modify existing data, or you can remove any line or any word. Okay, so some data you can delete. Okay, so these things you will be doing in any of the data type. Okay, data type means these are all different data types. Okay, like audio is one type of data, video is one type of data, text is one type of data, image is one type of data. Okay, but how you are going to add data, that will be depending on your device. Okay, let us say I want to add audio data. Okay, if you want to add audio
Okay.
data, you should have some recorder. Okay, so you will use
Oh.
some audio recorder, okay, sound recorder or audio recorder. Okay, so you may be having some small setup in your mobile phone. Okay, like you will be having a small app, okay, recording app. Okay, that also you can use. Otherwise, you can have some heavy setup, like in recording studios will have heavy setups. Okay, so they'll try to add different types of sounds at a time. Okay, so they want to add a song. Okay, let us say they want to record a song. Okay, what they will do, they'll be going to uh, have a mic, okay, where singer will be singing. Okay, along with that they will be attaching some music also.
Yes.
Okay, some background music. Okay, and along with that some audio drivers will be there. Okay, so some setup will be there. Okay, heavy setup will be there. Okay, so somehow you are using some device to add your data to that file. Okay, fine. Video means again you need to have some video recorder or camera. Okay, and images, for images also you should have some camera. Okay, for text files you should have some keyboard. Okay, keyboard or
Keyboard.
your keypad. Okay, something. Okay, where you can type some text. Okay, documents also you can create by typing the text, or you can add something else in the document. Okay, fine. So like that you will be going to add. Okay, if you want to modify, you can modify, like you can cut your audio file, you can cut your video file. Okay, you can take some part of the image, like that is cropping, you say. Okay, so you do all these things every day. Yes, fine. Text file. Okay, so if you want to add anything, okay, let us say I have added some 4 to 5 lines here. Okay, so if you want to delete anything, you will delete. Okay, so like that you will be going to do these operations. Okay, now in database also you will be doing the same thing. Okay, most probably you will be doing the same type of operations in database. Okay, then
Yes.
you will be asking why I need to go for database when already I am doing the same thing in files.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So
Yes, sir.
doing these things, doing these operations manually is very easy in files. Okay, now let us say I want to use some application to do these things. Okay, so why we are learning this technology and everything, because whatever we do manually, that should be done by some application. Okay, fine. So based on our request. Okay, based on our request, I want to access, I want to modify, I want to delete or add data through that application only. Okay, got it? No, so let us say you are using some WhatsApp. Okay, so you'll be typing some message, you will be sending to some person. Okay, so that should be saved somewhere in the file. Okay, so let us say you are adding data to some file. Okay, if you're deleting, let us say you don't want to have some messages in WhatsApp, what do, you will be going to delete. Okay, so when you
Delete.
say delete, so just what you do, you will select the message and you just click that delete. Okay, fine.
Yes.
But the internal operation, okay, the delete operation or add operation, okay, that will be done by your WhatsApp application. Okay, so if you are doing all these things in files, what happens here means it will have some heavy coding. Okay, so that application, what do you mean by application? You will be having some coding. Okay,
Okay.
so for doing those operations, you need to write some code, like heavy coding, including like opening a file. Okay, writing or reading a file. Okay, and
Yes.
you have to return the result. Okay, fine. And
Closing
you
supply.
have to search for some data. Okay, so let us say I have some 100 lines. Okay,
Okay.
I have 100 lines. Okay, so I want to search 10th line or some 20th line. Okay, so what do? You will be going to search. Okay, you will be going to count number of lines. Okay, fine. So you can say here count lines. Okay, so these are all different things you need to write using some coding. Okay, you may have something like Java, C, C++, .NET. Okay, some programming language you will use. and you'll be writing this heavy coding, which is very complex for a programmer also. Yes. So if you want to
Yes.
write everything, let us say just I want to modify something in between the file. Okay. So it is very difficult for a programmer to do all these things together. Okay. Fine. So he has to open the file. He has to search where you want to modify. Okay. And you need to do that operation, modify operation, and then you need to again rewrite that file. Okay. Again, for checking purpose, again you need to read the file, you give the result. Okay, so these things will be having a hectic amount of coding you need to write. Okay, so to avoid that coding, what you do is you will be writing simple commands. Okay, you will be writing simple English commands. Okay, just you will be telling system, okay, English commands called queries. Okay, so you have something like queries. Okay, queries will be very simple. Okay, so something like if I want to talk to you, how I talk to you, like, okay, so you just read this
Question.
data. Okay, or you just modify this data. Let us say your name is Huzum. Okay, so Huzum Tara Sheikh. Okay, fine. Okay, so
Okay.
I found this name is very big. Okay, so I want to say you Tara. Okay, so what I do is, okay, so I want to modify the name as Tara. Okay, then it will just modify. Okay, so giving commands in queries are very simple than writing heavy code. Yes,
Yes, sir.
fine. So
Yes.
these queries will be going to write, okay, in some syntax. Okay, what do you mean by syntax here? Syntax is nothing but something like a grammar. Okay, so if I'm speaking
Okay.
in English, okay, so you'll be having some grammar. Okay, if I don't use grammar, what happens? Obviously you don't understand what I'm
Okay.
speaking. Yes, fine.
Yes. No, sir. Grammar, if we spell something mistake, means,
Yes, yes, yeah. So if I'm not using any grammar, you won't be
mm,
understanding what I'm speaking. Okay,
yes.
that's why I need to use
Syntax
some grammar.
means for writing any program, we are using the syntax or not, sir?
Yes, yes. Syntax is nothing but grammar only. Means the technical word for grammar is syntax. Okay, so
Okay.
for programming or
Mm,
for any queries, we'll be saying it as a syntax. Okay, so technical word is a syntax. A general
mm.
word we use every day, that is a grammar.
Grammar.
Okay, so both are same actually. Okay, both are similar. Okay, so
Okay.
this syntax will be going to write. Okay, in a some
Mm.
language that is called SQL. Okay, so what do you mean by SQL here? Structural
Structure query language.
structural query language. Okay, right. Structural query language.
Language.
Okay, so in that
Okay.
we'll be going to learn how to write queries. Okay, how to
Mm.
write these commands. Okay, so for what purpose we are writing those commands? We'll be going to do these operations. Okay, read and write
Okay, sir.
operations we are going to do. So to do those operations, what
Okay.
type of queries, how we write those queries, we'll be going to learn. Okay, so in
Okay.
this we'll be having some sub languages. Okay, so we'll divide complete SQL into so many sub languages. Okay, so we have something like DDL, DML, DCL, and TCL. Okay, so
Mm.
DML, DDL, DML, DCL, TCL. Okay,
DCL,
so what is
DCL.
DDL? DDL means data
Yes. Language.
definition language. Okay, DML
Mm.
means
Data
data
modification.
manipulation language. Okay, so
Manipulation.
manipulation language. Okay, and the DCL means
Data
data control
code.
language. Sorry, control language. Okay, so TCL means transaction control language. Transaction control language. Okay, so like this we'll be having some sub languages of SQL. Okay, fine. So what do you do in data definition language? Okay, so first you need to know what is this meaning. Okay, so definition, manipulation, control, and what is transaction. Okay,
Transaction.
fine. So here definition means it is something like it will deal with structure. Okay, uh, in which manner you are going to maintain your data. Okay, so there is some structure. Okay, so let us say uh, I want to write a mathematical table. Okay, mathematical table means like multiplication table. Okay, so obviously everybody will write in some particular manner. Yes, so let us say I want to write some six table. What do? You will be writing like 6 into 1 equal to 6, 6 into 2 equal to 12. Okay, so everybody will write that in that way only. Okay, so okay, can I write like this? Let us say 6 equal to 6 into 1, 12 equal to 6 into 2. Is it right?
No, sir, no.
Okay, the meaning is fine. Okay, the meaning is right. Okay, so obviously in a mathematics you need to have left hand side and right hand side should be equal. Okay, so that maintenance is there. Okay, so 6 equal to 6 into 1. Okay, fine, right, not a problem. But there is some default structure you need to follow so that everybody can understand. Okay, why we follow the structures? To make people understand.
Correction.
Okay, yeah. So by reading the data people can understand. Okay, or you if you have a structure, that reading will be simple. Okay, if I
Understand.
write, yeah, if I write some data in some different manner, in a different format. Okay, I may not know what that format is. Okay, I may not read it properly. Okay, I may get confused. Okay, so if I'm using some application to read that data, okay, it will read the data, but how I want to use the data means which part of the data represent and which variable. Okay, I unable to understand. Okay, so you should have some structure. Okay, so here in databases mostly we will be going to use something like a tabular format. Okay, so we'll be going to use a structure called tabular structure. Okay, so tabular means you will be having something like tables. Okay, so table means you will be having rows and columns. Okay, so what do you mean by tabular format? You will have
Rows and columns.
rows and columns. Okay, rows and columns you will have. Okay, fine. So you will be going to write your data. You will be going to maintain your data in tabular format. Okay, in rows and columns you will be going to write. Okay, now if you want to deal with the structure of the table, okay, if you want to deal with the structure of the table, you will be going to use this data definition language, how it is defined. Okay, how it is defined in the tabular format. Okay, so the tabular format, if you want to change anything, okay, like you want to add a new column, okay, or you want to change the table name, or you want to drop any column. Drop means you want to delete any column. Okay, or you don't want to have the data, you want to have only structure. Okay, or you want to completely drop the table. Okay, these things will be done using data definition language. Okay, you will be working with your tabular structure. Okay, DDL. Okay, fine. Coming to data manipulation language. Data manipulation means modification. If you want to modify data, okay, if you want to modify data means this is what
Change the
writing.
data.
Okay, modifying, deleting, adding. Okay, so these are all come under data manipulation language.
Manipulating language.
Okay, so here these three things are known as transactions also. Okay, so did you do any time bank transactions?
Yes.
Okay, what do you mean by bank transactions?
Transferring money.
Transferring money, okay, from your account to some other's account.
To another
Okay,
account.
or you can check your balance. Okay, or you can deposit some amount to your own account, or somebody will deposit to your account. Okay, so what you are doing here, you're not doing any operation on your structure. Okay, Your data is maintained, but okay, your balance is modified, your uh, you may be having some new data added, okay, you may be deleting some data, okay. So some
Modifying
things will
data.
be done, they're all transactions, okay. Transactions means data manipulation, modification, okay,
Mm.
fine. So actually the transaction is derived from something like transformation action, okay. Transformation means what? You're going to transform
And
data to some other, okay, some other format, okay. Some other
okay.
format means, okay, already you have some data, okay,
Mm.
so that you may be deleting, okay, or
Mm.
you may not have the data, you may be adding a new data, okay.
Mm.
So that is what transformation plus action, okay. That action for transformation is nothing but transaction, okay, fine,
Transaction.
fine. So
Ah.
these transaction, if you want to control, okay, these
Mm.
transactions, if you want to control means what? Okay, uh, you you want to save your data, okay, you have done some uh, adding operation, deleting operation, or modifying the operation, okay. So after doing all these things, you will save your data, okay. Or let us say by mistake I have deleted some data, okay. What I do, I will say undo, okay, don't do it,
Mm.
okay.
Mm.
Undo means what? Don't do it,
Don't
okay.
do it.
Whatever the operation that is done in the previous operation, okay,
Mm.
that will be undone. Undone means it
Undo.
won't be,
Undo.
okay, it won't be executed again, okay. So it will be reversed, okay. So
Mm.
those type of transactions are known as data control language, okay. So
I cannot audible your voice, sir.
is it audible now?
Ah, yes, it's not.
Yes, yes, right, okay. So data control language means, let us say I want to control my data when I share with others, okay. So in
Okay, sir.
WhatsApp you have so much of controlling techniques, yes, controlling
Mm.
facilities you have, okay. So let us say you want to send some photo to somebody, okay, but they should not save your photo, okay.
Okay, sir.
So what do you do? You'll be going to keep it as like just open and delete, okay. When he or she opens, okay, so immediately it will be deleted from the memory, okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
So you are controlling your data when you share with others, okay.
Okay, sir.
So that type of that type of operations if you want to do, then you will be going for data control language, okay. The type of operations are known as data control language, okay. So these all things will be done by some set of queries here, okay, fine. Some set
Okay,
of
sir.
queries, okay. Just I will be going to give some queries here uh, in every type of language, okay. So later one by one we'll be going to learn all the queries, okay, fine. So in
Mm.
data definition language you will be having
Structural
something like,
language.
yeah, so we'll be going to create a structure, okay,
Mm.
and you'll be going to alter the structure, okay. You'll be going to
Mm.
drop the structure. Drop means delete, okay.
Delete.
Alter means
Alter
what? You can
means
alter means you can add a new column, or you can
mm,
uh,
adding.
add some you can add or you can delete a column, okay, or you can
Okay.
rename the column, okay, or you can rename the
Okay.
table, okay. So those things will be done, you'll be doing in a alter, okay. Drop means you will be uh, deleting column or deleting table, okay. Drop means deleting, okay. And you'll have something like truncate. Truncate means it is something
Okay.
like you delete all the data, I don't want to have data, only structure I want to have, okay. So at that time you will be using
Okay, sir.
truncate, okay, fine. So you
Mm.
want to retain the structure without any data, okay, that is truncate, okay. So you have something like flashback. Flashback means if you have deleted some table, okay, but
Mm.
by mistake it is deleted, okay. Somehow I have given some wrong table name, okay. So what I do, I can get that table back using flashback. Okay. If you don't want to have the data or table completely, not data, the table you don't want to have completely, then you will say something like a purge. Purge means it is something like shift delete. Okay. I think you have used this shift delete when you use your system. Yes.
Yes, sir. Shift
Yes.
delete.
So this type of shift delete is nothing but here purge. Okay.
Okay.
Or you have one more, that is rename. Okay. If you want to rename your table, okay, you can use rename. Okay. You can do this rename operation using alter also. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Fine. So these are all some DDL operations. Okay. Coming to data manipulation language. Okay. You will be
DML.
going to add using insert. You will be going to modify using update. Okay. You will be going to delete using delete. Okay. And if you want to read, you can read using select. Okay. Even select means even read operations is taken into manipulation only. Okay. Because
Sir, one
without
doubt
reading,
actually.
yeah, tell me.
In first also we are using this drop, means it is just like a delete and
No.
insert means.
You're dropping structure there.
Okay.
Okay. Here you're not dropping any structure. You're deleting the data.
Okay. It
Okay.
will not again repeat it. Means we
So
cannot.
here it won't, means here to repeat you need to use a flashback.
Flashback.
Okay.
Okay.
Here if you want to uh, undo, you're saying undo na, undo. If you want to
Yes,
do
sir.
undo, you need to
Okay.
go for this transaction control language.
Okay.
Okay. So here in transaction control language you have something like commit, and uh, you have something like rollback.
Okay.
Okay. Commit and rollback. So rollback is nothing but undo. Commit means save. Okay.
Okay.
So if you're confident that okay fine, whatever the operation I have done, okay, so they are all right, then you will go for commit. Okay, fine. So after committing you cannot roll back. Okay.
Okay.
After committing you cannot roll back. So before committing, if you want to do any undo operation, then you can go for rollback. Okay.
Okay.
And you have something like a save point also here. Okay. Save point is nothing but, let us say I want to roll back up to some queries only. Okay. Let us say I have done some 100 queries, 100 insert, update, delete operations I have done. But the last 20 operations only I want to roll back. Okay. So what do you do? Before those 20 operations, you will be giving something like a save point. Okay. So means up to that point you want to save, other things you can roll back. Okay. Like that. Okay. So that, okay. How you do that, that we'll learn later. Okay. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Coming to data control language. So if you want to share your data, you will be going to grant permissions. Okay. So you'll be using grant. If you want to take back those permissions, then you'll be using revoke. Okay.
Revoke
Grant and
means.
revoke. Okay. So grant means giving the permissions. Okay. So for deleting data, for updating data, let us say you have some table. Okay. I want to work on your table. So what do? You will be going to give permission to me.
Permission.
Okay. So that I can insert a new data into your table or delete or update. Okay. Let us say you have given only insert permission. Okay. Means I can add a new data, but I cannot update or delete. I cannot do those things. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. I let us say you have given only select. Okay. Select permission you have given means I can read your data, but I cannot do any insert, update, delete
Operations.
operations. Okay.
Okay.
So that is how you can control your data, your permissions on
Modify.
other user. Okay.
Okay.
Revoke means what? If you don't want to continue with that permissions. Okay. Let us say you have given some delete operation, delete permission to me. Okay. But I am deleting all necessary data, important data I am deleting. So what do? Obviously you will take back those permissions. Okay. So that is what revoke permission. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. So
Okay, sir.
these queries will be going to learn. Okay. Along with this, we'll be going to learn something like subqueries, okay, constraints. Okay. I will tell you what are those things. Okay. Constraints. Okay. Some functions. Okay. So these are all predefined functions. Predefined functions. Okay. So you have something like it joins. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
So these are all things we'll be learning in SQL. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, sir. These
So
four are mainly
yes,
these
tell
four are
me.
mainly important, sir. DDL, DML, DCL,
All
DCL.
are important. Okay. You'll be going to play different things on these things. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. Fine. So actually, today one more girl has to be joined. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So she is absent today. So all these things are done for her. Okay. So that's why I just repeated all the things for you. Okay. And from tomorrow onwards, I'll be going to continue this. Okay. So we'll install database and I'll give you software, material, everything. Okay.
I
Uh,
have to install in my system, sir.
yes, yes. You need to install in your system. I will be there. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. In
Okay,
the
sir.
class only, I will give guidance. Okay. So how you install everything, I will give you. Okay. I will show you.
In
Okay.
the online session, sir.
In the online session, you will be sharing the screen like I am sharing the screen. No, like
Okay,
you will
sir.
be sharing the screen. I will see your screen and I will tell you. Okay. So what you need to do. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So again, this complete session will be recorded anyway. Okay. So
Okay,
later
sir.
you can
Uh,
see the video and you can
install
have an
in my
idea. Okay. No need to install again and again. Okay. So once it is installed, that is fine. But other things after installation, whatever the examples, whatever the queries we write, those things you
Okay.
can practice by seeing the videos. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
installation, if you do once, that is enough. But just you see the video and you try
Okay.
to follow the steps so that whenever you want to install again in some other systems, okay, so you
Okay,
can
sir.
install by your own. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Fine. So everything we'll do it in a what do you say, in a detailed manner. Okay, fine. No need to
Okay,
worry.
sir.
Fine.
Okay.
So let's stop here for today. So tomorrow we'll be going to do those installations, everything. Okay,
Okay, sir.
along with that some other girl. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, right. Okay, so you can leave for now. So
Okay,
tomorrow
sir.
at same time at 7:30, you need to come
Okay,
again.
sir.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Right.
sir.
Fine.